Tiki-Taka. Most people think it's just passing the ball around. Keep it, hog it, bore the opposition to sleep. But that misses the whole point of it. It's a style built on short passing, constant movement, and keeping the ball until a gap finally opens. The man who turned it into an art was Pep Guardiola at Barcelona. His idea was simple to say and brutal to play against. If you have the ball, the other lot can't score. So you keep it. Not for its own sake, but to pull defenders out of shape, one pass at a time. Players form little triangles all over the pitch, always an option left, always an option right. The ball moves quicker than any man can run, and slowly the gaps appear. Then the killer pass goes through. That Barcelona side made grown defences dizzy. 70% of the ball, and the opposition chasing shadows all afternoon. But here's the cost. It only works if every player can pass under pressure, and those players are rare. Get it slightly wrong, and it becomes passing for the sake of passing. Pretty, harmless, and going nowhere. Guardiola built everything around having the ball. The next idea is about the second you lose it. A gegenpressing. It's the counter press. The moment you lose the ball, you swarm to win it straight back. Jurgen Klopp made it famous, first at Dortmund, then at Liverpool. His thinking flips the usual logic on its head. Most teams lose the ball and retreat to get organised. Klopp's team does the opposite. They hunt. The reasoning is sharp. The moment a side wins possession, they're disorganised too. Still half thinking about defending. Catch them in that split second and you can rob them high up the pitch. Klopp called the counter press his best playmaker. Win it back near the box and you're already in a scoring position. No build-up needed. You saw it in Liverpool's best years. Lose it, surround the man, force the mistake, punish it. The trade-off is brutal on the legs. Press like that for 90 minutes and you need supreme fitness. When the tank runs dry, the space behind the press is enormous and one pass can leave you exposed. That's a philosophy of chaos and energy. Now the complete opposite. Catenaccio, it means the chain in Italian. A defensive system built to lock the door and never let it open. Its great champion was Helenio Herrera at Inter Milan in the 1960s. The idea was control through safety. Behind his back line, he added a spare man, the libero or sweeper, who mopped up anything that slipped through. Everyone had a job. Man-mark your opponent, stay disciplined, give nothing away. Then, when the chance came, strike on the counter and guard the lead. Win 1-0 and go home happy. Herrera's Inter won back-to-back European Cups doing exactly that. It was ruthless, it was effective, and plenty of people hated watching it. And that's the trade-off. Catenaccio could suffocate the finest attacks in Europe, but it asked almost nothing going forward, and a side built only to defend struggles the day it falls behind. Chase a game with no attacking plan, and the chain starts to feel like a cage. The Italians locked the game down. The Dutch tore the whole idea up. Total football. A system where any outfield player can take over the role of any other at any moment. It came out of the Netherlands in the 1970s, and its great mind on the pitch was Johan Cruyff. The principle sounds almost mad. A defender pushes forward into attack, and a midfielder drops back to cover the space he left. Positions become fluid. The shape keeps reshaping itself. Why bother? Because it drags markers into chaos. If your fullback is suddenly on the wing and your winger is at centre-half, who picks up who? The opposition's marking plan falls apart. The Dutch side of '74 played it beautifully and changed how the world saw the game. Cruyff later carried the same thinking into management, and you can trace its bloodline through decades of football since. But it demands extraordinary players. Every man has to defend, attack, pass, and read the game as if he plays 3 positions at once. Footballers that complete are not easy to find. Without them, the fluidity just collapses into disorder. That was footballer's art. The next man treated the game as a fortress. Park the bus. It means dropping nearly the whole team deep and defending in a packed, narrow block. The phrase belongs to Jose Mourinho, and few have ever used the approach as cleverly. The picture is almost literal. Bodies behind the ball, 2 banks of defenders, every passing lane into the box shut off. You hand the other team the ball on purpose, let them have it out wide in front of you where it can't really hurt. Then you wait. 1 turnover, 1 quick break, 1 set piece, and the game is won. Mourinho built famous nights this way, frustrating sides far richer in talent than his own. Against a stronger opponent, it's often the smartest plan on the board. The catch is obvious. It hands the initiative to the other team and gambles everything on rare chances. Concede first, and you've torn up your own plan. No fan ever bought a ticket hoping to watch their side defend for 90 minutes. That's caution turned into a weapon. This next man went the other way entirely. Bielsista, the all-action style of relentless pressing and man-to-man marking all over the pitch. It takes its name from Marcelo Bielsa, a coach worshipped by other coaches. His football has one setting, full throttle. Each player picks up an opponent and follows him almost everywhere, hunting the ball high and fast. The aim is total intensity. Win it back instantly, attack at speed, never let the other team settle for a moment. When it clicks, it's breathless to watch. Waves of attack with barely a pause between them. Bielsa's lead side stormed out of the championship playing exactly like this, and his ideas shaped a whole generation of modern managers. But it runs men into the ground. Mark one-on-one across the entire pitch, and any mismatch becomes a problem, any tired leg becomes a gap. His teams often faded late in a season, the engines simply worn out. Glorious and exhausting in equal measure. That was emotion and energy. Now to the man who made defending a science. Zonal 4-4-2. A system where defenders guard spaces on the pitch rather than chasing individual men. The manager who perfected it was Arrigo Sacchi at AC Milan in the late 1980s. His back four moved as one unit, like a single sliding wall. Each defender owned a zone, not a man, and the whole line shifted together. The real genius was the offside trap. Sacchi's defense would step up together at the perfect moment, leaving the attacker stranded offside. Time it right, and you defend a huge stretch of pitch with only 4 men. He squeezed the play into a tight block too, giving the opposition no room to breathe. His Milan side is still spoken of as one of the greatest ever assembled. The trade-off is precision. Zonal marking only works if all 4 move in perfect sync. One man steps late, and the whole trap springs open. It takes drilling, and more drilling, until the line moves on pure instinct. Sacchi built his system to defend. The last man built his to attack. Sarriball, a fast vertical passing style built on rehearsed patterns of movement, is named after Maurizio Sarri, who turned a modest Napoli into one of the most thrilling teams in Europe. The ball moves forward quickly through 1- and 2-touch passing, always looking to go vertical rather than sideways. Here's what made it special. The movements are rehearsed until they're automatic. Players know exactly where a teammate will be before they even look up. It can resemble Tiki-Taka, but it's sharper, more direct, always hunting the route to goal rather than just keeping the ball. That Napoli team scored for fun and played some of the finest football of its era. But the cost is rigidity. Drill patterns that deeply, and a team can stumble when the game breaks its script. Sarri also leaned on a small core of players, and when they tired or got hurt, the whole machine stuttered. A beautiful system, and a fragile one. 2 ideas, both obsessed with the ball, and yet they could not be further apart in how they chase it. So here's the one worth arguing over. If you were building a club from nothing, would you take the side that controls every single pass, or the side that wins the ball back the very second it's gone?